Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast. Sean Diddy Combs woke up a few days ago and said, "This is 2025, new year, new me. I'm tired of y'all suing me." And now he is suing back. We haven't heard much from attorney Tony Buzbee in a few weeks, but he's decided to end a week off strong. He has a new tactic for the Jigga Man and Diddy. While Diddy is gearing up to sue people, one of his accusers have decided to speak out. Not so much of a smart move, Diddy. What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, y'all know how I get down. I know you see the smile on my face. My favorite day of the week is finally here. It's Friday, and I got a great show set up for y'all. I don't know why this weekend felt like it took forever to get here, but it's finally here, and I'm in a good mood. All right, I have 5 lead stories for you. We're going to kick it off by talking about one of Diddy's accusers speaking out for the first time. Diddy is suing News Nation. Tony Buzbee has added 2 new lawyers to the Jay-Z and Diddy case. Legendary lawyer Robert Shapiro says that Diddy will definitely be facing more charges in his federal case. And ICE has reportedly picked up over 300 migrants on the first day of Donald Trump being in office. In quick news, we're going to talk about Prince Harry, Bruno Mars and Sexy Red, TikTok, Mike Zuckerberg, Kanye West, Tyrese, Deion Sanders, Coi Leray, Al Sharpton, Jeannie Mai, Jay-Z, and Drizzy Drake. As always, we're going to close out the show with social discussion, question of the day, and a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TV, your radio, or your devices up. I'm about to start this Friday show. Let's go. Our first lead story. Diddy Accuser speaks out in first interview alleging that he used a TV remote. A woman who previously spoke out about her assault involving Sean Diddy Combs and others shares her story on TV. As previously reported, the lawsuit was filed back in October and claims that Diddy used a TV remote. The woman said it was in an alleged retaliation for her belief and her accusing Diddy of being involved in what happened to Tupac Shakur. The lawsuit alleges that the incident occurred after she made those claims about Diddy and Tupac Shakur on a FaceTime call. During the interview with News Nation, she claims that she actually spoke with Diddy's mother, who allegedly advised her to, she quotes, "take the money and keep quiet." Meanwhile, Sean Diddy Combs has denied all allegations and is currently locked up awaiting trial. All right, I obviously can't play the whole clip. It's very, very disturbing to listen to for that reason and obviously copyright reasons. I'll play what little bit that I can. Take a listen.
He had Christina Coram. He ordered her to insert a copper ID into my app, but luckily it deployed before she could actually get it in me, like inside the six. And that's when Sean Combs got extremely angry and he grabbed the TV remote and assaulted me.
Gosh, it's so hard to watch. For those of you who follow this podcast daily, you know I've been covering this Diddy case from 2023 when Diddy and Cassie first had that first lawsuit. And I have seen every interview, every accuser. I've read every case docket. I have covered it all. This accuser and this interview, to me, in my opinion, sounds like one of the most convincing accusers that has opened up a lawsuit against Diddy. Now, that's not saying that she's telling the truth, but I'm just saying if you watch the whole interview, she sounds very convincing and this story sounds very believable. You guys have seen, or my daily listeners, you have seen, and we have played for you the interview with Jane Doe with the Jay-Z and Diddy case, where her interview with NBC didn't go so well. She had a lot of inconsistencies in her story. And again, her story is her story, but it doesn't sound very convincing. Again, just my opinion. And I think that we can have these opinions, but we also have to keep in mind, we have to let the courts decide this and the jury. They see everything, and they're privy to things that we don't see. So we could just, say what we think from what we see. I just want to make sure that we all keep that in mind. So I'm not saying that she's telling the truth or that Jane Doe is not telling the truth. All I'm saying is that I feel like this interview is and could potentially be very damning to Diddy because it seems very, very plausible and it seems very convincing to me. I have heard that, and I actually have a story coming up in our third lead story, that the feds are going to be looking into this civil suit and maybe bringing this person in as a witness in their criminal trial. I've told you guys this before where the feds, yes, have their case, and their case mostly revolves around Cassie. She is one of the lead witnesses, but they are looking at these civil cases and maybe bringing some of them into and as witnesses. Most of these civil cases have passed the statute of limitations, so they can't bring federal charges against Diddy, but they can use some of these people as witnesses to help prove their case to a jury. That's exactly what they're doing with Cassie. Cassie's story, there's no charges in the Cassie case that is going to be applied to Diddy. He's up for various other things, but they can use Cassie as a witness to prove their RICO case and other things like that. So I've been hearing that this case might be brought in. Things do not look good for Diddy. Not like they should look good for him, but I just told you guys, well, I'm going to tell you guys now about a case that he's bringing against News Nation. I don't think it's a great idea, but anyways, let's just get to lead story number 2, and I'll tell you everything else that's going on with Diddy. I don't know why Diddy's back in the news this week. I got 3 stories covering Diddy. Anyways, let's go to lead story number 2. Our second lead story, Diddy sues News Nation and several others for $50 million over defamation claims. All right, Diddy is fighting back. Sean Diddy Combs is taking legal action against Courtney, a grand jury witness, and his lawyer, accusing them of spreading false claims and fabricating stories for media attention. The lawsuit alleges the pair fed the public outlandish claims and baseless speculations, including accusations that Diddy possesses videos, including celebrities, a claim which he denies. According to TMZ, Diddy also disputes Courtney's assertion that he received Kim Porter's memoirs directly from her, noting that those closest to Porter, including her children and longtime roommate, have never even heard of Courtney. This lawsuit follows a cease and desist letter previously issued by Diddy's children, warning Courtney against releasing the alleged memoir. In response, Courtney's lawyer claims that the lawsuit is a pathetic ploy to silence victims and hinted at plans to countersue, accusing Diddy of dodging existing lawsuit battles. Diddy is suing Courtney, his lawyer, and News Nation, the outlet he claims amplified the allegations, for defamation, and he is seeking $50 million in damages. All right, look, it's obviously clear what Diddy's trying to do here. He's trying to make himself look good, but Diddy, it's too late. Like, the reason why you sue for defamation is to try to prove to the public, hey, I don't look bad and I am not what these people are accusing me. Bro, this is a global, worldwide story. Everybody already has their assumptions about you. If I were Diddy, and I can't tell Diddy what to do, he has his lawyers, they're going to do their own thing. If I were Diddy, I would literally just concentrate on my federal case right now, and I wouldn't bring any attention to anybody for anything. Him trying to silence Courtney and him trying to silence his lawyer and trying to sue News Nation is just ridiculous. Defamation is a claim that's not true against somebody, right? We all know what Drake is trying to do. We told you a story yesterday about what Chris Brown is trying to do. And it's a very, very hard case to prove. And in Diddy's case, there's so much information about him. The chances of him winning a defamation case is like slim to none. And what I always tell you guys, civil lawsuits are really just about public perception. So Diddy trying to sue Courtney, News Nation, and his lawyer in hopes that that he's going to change the public perception, but then he can also get found guilty in court makes no sense. If I were Diddy, I would literally, and I've even talked to my lawyer about this strategy, I would literally keep my mouth shut, try as much as possible to stay out the news. Everything that he does is going to make the news. So this is just one more news story he doesn't need to have. Anyways, keep quiet, beat the law, beat the federal charges. Try to beat the federal charges. That doesn't even look great right now, but try that. If you beat the federal charges and then you're found not guilty, then now you could go and try to clean your name up in the public eye, and you have a better chance, because it's like, hey, everybody was here talking about me, all this and all that. I'm off. I have no charges. I've been found not guilty. Or maybe I got found guilty for, the things that they found, right? You all know the other things that they found, the things where the serial numbers were shaved off, okay? Which I really don't think he could beat, because they were in his house. He had 3 of them. Anyways, but the bigger things, right? If he beats those things, then he can come back and fight for his defamation case. I just think he's just doing it backwards. And I told you guys, I really don't like Diddy's legal team. I think they're probably just out to get as much money as they can from him, because these moves are just not smart. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, but bad move, Diddy. Bad move. Our third lead story. New lawyers join assault lawsuit against Diddy, representing both the plaintiff, Jane Doe, and lawyer, Tony Buzbee. 2 new lawyers have joined the ongoing lawsuit against Jay-Z, representing both the woman who is suing and her attorney, Tony Buzbee. This is very uncommon. The case, which has garnered significant attention, involves serious allegations against the music mogul, with the woman accusing him of various amount of things. The addition of the new legal team highlights the intensifying nature of the case as the plaintiff seeks justice and accountability. Jay-Z continues to maintain his innocence, highlighting the many inconsistencies in the accuser's story. All right, I told you guys earlier about the inconsistencies. This is the NBC interview where NBC interviewed Jane Doe and her father, and Jane Doe said that her father picked her up, and then NBC interviewed her father and said, wow, I don't remember that, like as if you wouldn't remember picking up your daughter. You know what I mean? So anyways, those are the inconsistencies. Megan, shout out to Megan, who is a trial attorney and our correspondent. Shout out to Megan. She tweeted this out and agreed with like what I said. She said 2 lawyers have been added to the Jay-Z case. It's not uncommon for plaintiffs to get more lawyers, but I'm not sure I've seen a lawyer also represent another lawyer on a case. Yeah, see, so I'm not the only one. I want to show you guys that. So I reached out to Megan, who has far more experience than me, and we can't figure out why he would have a lawyer represent him. I would think that because Jay-Z and his legal team is suing Tony Buzbee for various amounts of things after he filed their lawsuit, maybe that's why. But again, it just still doesn't make sense, because he's a lawyer. He has his own law firm. So we haven't been able to crack this and figure this out, but we definitely wanted to keep you guys up to date. Like I said, we haven't heard too much from Tony Buzbee lately, and this Jay-Z case, I think it's in the hands of the judge. I don't remember the date. I think it's February the 4th, if I'm not mistaken, to see if this case will get dismissed. I don't really think it will get dismissed, but that will be the next thing that we will hear in the next couple of weeks, and we'll keep you guys up to date. Our fourth lead story, O.J. Simpson's lawyer, who's a legendary lawyer, by the way, Robert Shapiro, says Diddy's federal case is far from over. More indictments coming soon. All right, O.J. Simpson's former lawyer, Robert Shapiro, is calling it Diddy's federal case is far from over, and he believes more superseding indictments are on the way. Take a listen.
Do you think Diddy stands any chance at beating the charges?
You know, first of all, I think there's going to be a different group of charges than what he's facing right now.
So I just wanted to throw this in here real quick to kind of go along with my first lead story, where The feds are still cooking up, y'all. You know what I mean? This is not even close. They said that there will be more charges coming. What does Robert know? I don't know. But like I told you guys, he is a legend in this game. He knows more than all of us put together, probably. He has been here with OJ. So there is more to come. And like I said, from the calls and the people that I've been asking, that there probably will be more charges laid, and the witnesses will be the people from the civil cases, which is crazy work because civil is only supposed to be about money, ruining your public image. The feds are going to go deep into that and figure out what has been really going on. I was like, yo, all right, cool. We can't charge you with any of those things that happened 20 years ago, 30 years ago. No problem. We'll give you charges like a RICO case, and we'll just use those civil cases as witnesses. That's why it's hard to beat the feds, man. And that's exactly why I keep telling Diddy, or whoever is going to see this that will tell Diddy, you trying to file a defamation case when you have all of this going on, it just makes you look weak. It just makes you look like you don't have your priorities straight. There's so many other things you got to worry about than defamation. Are you crazy? Our fifth lead story. Over 300 immigrants reportedly arrested on first day of ICE raid since Trump's White House returned. All right, the U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement, which is ICE, reportedly arrested more than 300 migrants on Tuesday during a coordinated raid across the nation. The White House border czar, Tom Homan, addressed the media on Wednesday, revealing the nature of the arrest. He stated that in less than 24 hours, ICE arrested 308 people, some of them who were M words, some of them who were R words, while trying to defend ICE's action amid widespread backlash. The White House border czar reiterated that the agency is in full mandate. He told the Fox News that ICE is doing their job and they are prioritizing what the president has ordered. So ICE is performing excellent right now out in the field, and they are going to continue every day. A senator tweeted this out and said, "Promise made, promise kept. The Trump administration's first full day of ICE enforcement was larger than any day in 4 years of the Biden administration. Today, ICE made 308 arrests of illegal aliens in our nation." Listen, I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a Biden supporter. I say this as an independent. Sorry that I have to keep reminding you guys that there's new viewers every day. Okay. What I don't understand with this is, regardless of what side of the aisle you sit on, wouldn't you want people like this off the street? So I don't understand why we have to wait for Trump to be in office for this to happen. You can have your own opinions on migrants and people coming across the border, etc. I'm sure nobody that's watching me right now would say we want people like this on the street who commit M word and R word. Why does you, like, again, not saying anything about Biden or Trump or whatever, but why does this have to be so political? Something like this should happen where regardless who is in president, whether a Democrat or Republican. This is what upsets me about politics, and this is why a lot of people stay home and don't vote. I think it was on Wednesday's episode where I showed you guys a graph where it was like, I don't know the exact numbers, but like 31% of the population voted for Trump, 30% voted for Kamala, 1% voted for an independent, and 36 didn't vote. And I said that the number that's most shocking to me is not those other three. The most shocking is the fact that 36 people didn't vote, and they don't vote because of this stuff. To me, this shouldn't be, the first day that this happened, this should have been happened. These people shouldn't be on the streets at all. So I blame Biden for not having stronger policies and not getting these people off the street. And I also blame Trump for not wanting to have Biden do these things before. We all know that he kind of like held up this whole like immigration proposal that was set up because they wanted to wait for him to be in office so that he can have a day like today and be like, well, I did this. These people should be off the street because it's not safe for your American people, the American citizens. And that's just what bothers me about politics, man. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. And of course, I'm sure you guys are going to agree that you want people like this off the street. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Our first quick story. Prince Harry receives an apology and substantial settlement from Rupert Murdoch's British tabloid company, admits to phone hacking and privacy violations. Crazy. Prince Harry is getting closure after a long battle with Rupert Murdoch's British tabloids. In a recent settlement, Murdoch's tabloid has issued a full and unequivocal apology to Harry, admitting to unlawful privacy invasion, including phone hacking and surveillance from 1996 to 2011. The apology also acknowledges the strain this action placed on Harry and his family, and especially Princess Diana. The settlement is the first public acknowledgement by Murdoch's company of illegal activity by journalists and private investigators at The Sun and News of the World. The settlement, reached just before the case went to trial, also includes a substantial financial payout. However, Harry's lawyer emphasized that the goal was not financial gain, but further acknowledgement of wrongdoing. Do you think this settlement will push other media outlets to be more accountable for their actions? Let us know in the comment section below. So really good. I know my mother's going to be very happy about this. My mom is a big Prince Harry and Meghan Markle fan. Hi, Mom. Yes, she watches every episode. So I think this is really good, but let's just be honest. This is not going to stop anything. Rupert Murdoch is a gazillionaire. They are not going to stop. They're not going to change. They apologize. They have to spend money. It's a write-off. It's not going to change. I think the phone hacking thing is crazy. However, you are a prince. You know how it is. For those of you who don't know how the UK works, it's nuts. By the way, shout out to my UK listeners, my second biggest demographic. It's just crazy out there. This is not going to change. It's a win. I'm happy for him. I'm sure he's happy, but I'm sure even he knows it's not going to change. What I would like to know, how much money he got out of it. I really would like to know. There's no hints at even 10 million or a billion. We know that Fox had to pay out close to $1 billion with the whole Trump election thing with Tucker Carlson, etc. It could range from that level to maybe only a couple of $1 million. I don't know if anybody else knows out there. My UK family, let me know out there. Put it in the comment section below. Do you know how much the substantial payout was? Shout out to Harry. Our second quick story. President Donald Trump is considering abolishing federal income tax. All right, I thought y'all be happy to hear about this. Donald Trump is floating the idea of considering the abolishment of federal income tax, suggesting it will be replaced with revenue from tariffs. This proposal has been discussed in various contexts, with Trump referring to historical periods when the U.S. relied heavily on tariffs from government funding. According to reports, Trump has proposed tariffs ranging from 10% all the way to 60% on imports, aiming to generate enough revenue to potentially eliminate income tax. However, experts have expressed skepticism about the feasibility of the plan, citing concerns over economic impacts, such as increased customer pricing due to high tariffs. They argue that tariffs might not generate sufficient revenue to cover the losses from federal income tax, which constitutes a significant portion of government funding. Additionally, such a policy shift could disproportionately benefit high-income individuals while potentially harming low and middle-class groups through higher cost of goods. This idea remains controversial, while debates of its economic viability and fairness. Okay, so maybe some of you might not be happy about this. All right, so look, I'll just explain to you what the argument is. And because every time I hear about tariffs, I'm not too sure if people understand that tariffs are for the people in the US who are bringing and importing stuff. The way how Trump sells it, or to make it come across, it sounds as if the country is paying, like China will be paying, or Canada will be paying, or Europe will be paying. Tariffs are on the companies who are importing stuff. So he's taxing American companies. I used to be in the retail business. For those of you who don't know, I had a sneaker boutique, a national brand here in Canada. And when I first started, I used to import products from New York myself. Okay. As I got bigger, I would work with brands, Nike and Adidas, whatever, and they handled all that and just shipped directly to me. But when I first started out, I would literally go down to New York and bring clothes in from New York into Canada. The Canadian government says there's an 18% tariff on clothing. So indirectly, what Canadian government is saying is, we would prefer you buy Canadian products, Canadian made clothing, and sell it to Canadians. There'll be no tariffs. But if you want to go to the US and buy clothes from them, you got to pay us 18%. So me as the retailer, as the company, I had to pay 18% to Canada. That's how they made money off of me not buying products in Canada. Hope that makes sense. So that's exactly what Donald Trump is talking about with tariffs. And that's why people are saying you're just going to raise costs, because if he puts a 60% tariff on something that's coming from China, China doesn't have to pay this 16%. The business in the US has to pay, sorry, not 16, 60%. So if I buy this phone from China for $100, now I have to pay $100 to China for the phone and then $60 to the US government. So what am I going to do now? Now this phone doesn't cost me $100. Now this phone costs me $160. I got to sell it to you, the customer, for more because I got to get back my $60. I hope that makes sense. Trump is trying to make it sound like he's going to tax the countries. No, he's taxing you guys, the American companies. Now, on the flip side, the reason why, I also have to tell both sides, the reason why it slows down and hurts China is because hopefully Trump hopes that companies in the US will say, these tariffs are too high. I'm not going to buy that phone from China. I'm going to buy it here. But the problem is that there's some things that you cannot even get here in the US or here in Canada, and you have to go to China, or you have to go to other places in the world. So those tariffs that are trying to make you not buy from China are only going to make you buy from China anyways, because you can't buy it in the US and then hand it over to the customer, because a company is not going to pay that $60 and not get it back. So you, the customer, ends up paying more. That's why it's going to hurt the middle or lower class. Hope that makes sense. We should have put this in like lead stories. That was a little bit long. But anyways, yes, everybody would not like to pay federal tax, but you're going to end up paying 2 or 3 times more for products that you get. So it's not going to make sense. That's why I don't like this idea. Anyways, let's go to quick story number 3. It's Friday. You guys know I get chatty on Thursdays and Fridays. I warned you in yesterday's podcast. Our third quick story. All right, let's have some fun. Burno Mars and Sexy Red previews new club anthem dropping soon. All right, Burno Mars says he was looking for Sexy Red to collaborate on a club anthem after celebrating the success of his single that was topping the charts. He found her and the two met in a studio and are cooking up some new music that is going to drop this Friday. All right, it's dropping today. I haven't heard it yet. I heard like a little smidget. I'm not even going to play it for you guys because it's literally nothing, but I heard it is dropping. Y'all know I'm a big Sexy Red fan. I like Burno Mars too, but let me know if you guys have heard this. Let me know if you guys are excited about it. I'm excited of all things Sexy Red, so I'm excited. Our fourth quick story. TikTok reportedly won't be available on Apple stores again until the platform is sold to a U.S. buyer. All right, I've been telling you guys this, and people in the comment section were like, TikTok is back. TikTok is back. Yo, TikTok was never gone. That was just a stunt by Donald Trump so that he can get his name on your notifications. It has always been, and I told you guys from a month and a half ago, this ban just means it's not allowed on the App Store, and even Donald Trump can't get it back on the App Store. It needs to be sold or the legislation has to change. Just trust Trent out loud, man. I know what I'm talking about, all right? Currently, TikTok is not available for download on the Apple App Store in the US, and it won't return until it is sold to a US buyer. The situation stems from the national security concerns regarding TikTok and Chinese ownership by ByteDance, leading to legislation that requires divestiture to keep the app's orientation in the US. Thank you. People were arguing with me in the comment section. Now, another thing that I said is that the fact that it's not in the App Store means that you cannot update your TikTok. There's bugs that happen, and TikTok and every app sends out updates almost every week without us even knowing. Eventually, although I'm happy that you guys have it now, trust me, I have content creator friends in the US that make a lot of money on TikTok. I'm not saying that I don't want this to happen or don't want you guys to get TikTok back. I just want you guys to know the context and know the truth about everything. Okay. So yes, you have TikTok, but because it's not on the App Store, TikTok won't be able to update your app. Eventually, TikTok won't be able to work, or your TikTok won't be able to work because it doesn't have updates and it's going to have bugs in it. Now, how long that takes depends on your phone, the things that you do, and how you use your TikTok. I'm not saying to not use your TikTok frequently because bugs can happen however they happen, but you'll eventually hear things that some people's TikToks are not working. Donald Trump has vowed to help and find a buyer, et cetera, et cetera. He did say that he wants China to give up half of TikTok to the US because he feels like a deal like that, TikTok will be worth $1 trillion, which is just doesn't even make sense. I don't think TikTok could be worth right now $1 trillion. And I really don't think that China will sell 50% of TikTok to the US. Maybe they might do a deal for the US people, but they're not going to sell 50% all TikTok. It's just not going to happen. Anyways, I feel bad for y'all, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Our fifth quick story. Donald Trump reacts to Joe Biden giving out pardons before leaving office. He says, the funny thing is that he didn't even pardon himself. Yo, I like when Trump talks this talk, yo. Trump has been vocal about how he feels over his old rival weaponizing the justice system to settle scores, especially with those 2 federal indictments hanging over his head in Florida and Washington. Now, it looks like Trump might be looking for some revenge. I'm out here for revenge. This guy went around giving out pardons, Trump said about Biden, talking about the last minute pardons he dropped on Monday morning. And you know, the funny thing, or maybe even the sad thing, is that he didn't even pardon himself, Trump said in a mysterious comment during his interview with Sean Hannity from Fox News in the Oval Office. I didn't get a chance to watch this interview yet. I'm definitely going to check it out over the weekend. But I don't think Trump is going to go after Biden, any legal proceedings. I think he's actually just trying to scare him. I do find it interesting why Biden didn't pardon himself because of Trump getting in. I would have. I ain't playing with Trump, but we'll see what happens. But I don't think that he's going to pardon him. I don't think that he's going to go after him. And that's probably why he didn't need a pardon. Let me know what y'all think.
This guy went around giving everybody pardons. And you know, the funny thing, maybe the sad thing, is he didn't give himself a pardon.
Our sixth quick story. All right, this is my own personal story. If you guys watched yesterday's episode, I told you about Demi Lovato saying that that Meta made her Instagram follow President Trump, the White House, and JD Vance, and she had to unfollow, and then an hour later it followed back. We did some research and we found out that a lot of people were saying that their Instagram automatically just followed Trump, JD Vance, and the White House. Guess what? Last night I'm going through my feed, just chilling, and I see I'm following the White House. I'm going to put it up here. It says new post following the White House, 7.8 million people. I was never following the White House. How did this happen? How is Zuckerberg? I shouldn't say how, because we know how he's doing it. He's just pressing a button. But why is he doing this? I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, or it was last week when I was dragging Mark Zuckerberg. I hate this shift that he's making and doing all of these things for Donald Trump and the White House. And this is the latest. Yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, the numbers were I think JD Vance went from 7 million to 18 million in a couple of hours. Zuckerberg is out here working for the Trump administration and adding followers, and it's happened to me. Crazy. And the second thing that scares me is that, you know how they always say, like, your phone is listening to you? Maybe my phone was listening to me because I always have it with me, heard me talking about that and was like, all right, cool, you're next. Boom. And maybe follow the White House. Yo, man, what's going on? Let me know in the comment section below if anything like this has ever happened to you, or if you're following Trump, JD Vance, or the White House. Check on your Instagram and let me know. Our seventh quick story, Kanye West training North how to rap. Okay, I don't like that word training. Anyways, Kanye posted this on his Instagram and he put training 3. He's in the studio with North and he's teaching her how to rap. I've been telling you guys for the past couple of weeks, a little bit dragging Kanye, where I don't like the fact that he is, posting North a little bit more now, because it kind of like softens us up, because it's like, oh, he's a dad. I actually have a story about Jay-Z doing that too. I don't like that, but whatever, he's doing what he's doing. It's his daughter. What can I say? Anyways, here's a clip of Kanye with North.
Calling on God, it can change you.
Yeah, like the inflection is like God. Like, think about God, like the way you would say God.
Calling on God, it can change you.
It's actually really cool to see, the things that we maybe take for granted in hip hop tracks, where he's talking about like inflections of how to say certain things, and that Kanye is literally the best at that. So anyways, really cool and insightful to see. And Kanye West's album is coming out soon. That's why he's doing this. All right, our 8th quick story. Michael Harry O. Harris says Snoop is no sellout. All right, I got this actually from Tyrese's Instagram. Shout out to Tyrese. And he said, with a little information, things instantly fall into place. If your big homie was in jail and was pardoned, how would you say thank you? So he's alluding to the fact that Harry O, who's a legend in LA, was pardoned by Trump. And he's pretty much trying to tell us, yo, go easy on Snoop. The reason why he performed at Trump's crypto ball is because he was saying thank you for pardoning his friend. Now, look, I understand that Tyrese is trying to ride for Snoop, but I don't believe this. You know what I mean? Like, this is not his way of saying thank you. He got paid for that gig, and I don't think he's doing this to say thank you. I think Trump should stand like Nelly, stand like Rick Ross and Soulja Boy, and just, take whatever you're going to take on the chin. Like, you decided to perform. I have been very vocal about the fact that I don't think that we should cancel celebrities for their presidential choices. You should be friends with people who vote for Donald Trump and vote for Biden. That's the whole point of a democracy. You don't have to agree with their views, but we should all think together as one. Anyways, we talked about this enough this week. Anyways, here's a clip from Harry O saying that Snoop is not a sellout. Take a listen.
So have you talked to Snoop about whether your commutation was the reason for his turnaround?
Snoop is a non-political guy. He didn't want to get mixed up into the politics, and so he kind of kept who he felt should be the president to himself. And whoever became the president, he wanted to support them.
So just to be clear, he never said that Snoop performed for me. So Tyrese is not true. Second of all, he went on to say that Snoop is a good guy. He does a lot of stuff for his community. He gives back, his football teams, etc. And it is true. I definitely know a lot of people in LA that say that Snoop is a good guy and he does a lot of stuff for the community. So yeah, I agree that we should not give Snoop this backlash. Our 9th quick story. Deion Sanders denies dating co-host Rocsi and calls her his work boo. Deion Sanders has cleared up rumors regarding his relationship with TV co-host Rocsi Diaz. Speculations about them dating have circulated, but during a recent episode of We Got Time Today, both denied any romantic involvement. Sanders humorously addresses the rumors, saying, Rocsi and I, we ain't got nothing going on, aight? And it ain't happening. That's just my work boo. Despite their playful banter, many still believe there are chemistry between the two of them. Deion Sanders has had 2 relationships, or been married twice, and his latest romance that broken up was from Tracy Edmonds in 2023. Wasn't Tracy Edmonds Eddie Murphy's wife? I think so. Anyways, what I have to say about this, I mean, The fact that you're out here denying it. Oh, I actually have a clip. Take a listen.
Rox and I, we ain't getting it on, all right? It ain't happening.
It won't happen.
Yeah, that's my work boo.
And you gotta say that.
That's my work boo, you just said.
Yeah, what I was saying is that the fact that you were denying it and then you're playing it off like, yo, that's just my work boo. Something's going on. That's just what I'm thinking, man. I don't know. I didn't even try to make any calls and trying to find this out because I don't care. Y'all know I don't care about relationship stuff. Why are we even talking about this? All right, our 10th quick story. All right, I don't want to talk about relationships, but I do need to get into one. Plies put this on his Instagram and he said, I need a Valentine. I feel you, bro. I need a Valentine too. Look, I love being single and I don't mind it, but I feel like around the holidays, like the Christmas and New Year's Eve holidays and Valentine's Day and around my birthday, I get lonely. And not lonely like that I can't go out on a date, but you know when you're dating somebody, it's not the same as having like a Valentine. Like on Valentine's Day, you want to have your girl, you know what I mean? Like somebody who knows each other, you know, two people who know each other. Anyways, I feel your pain, Plies. I need a Valentine too, man. Got to get my act together. Our 11th quick story in more relationship news. Coi Leray seemingly accuses Trippie Redd of cheating on her while pregnant. I've never really loved Trippie Redd. Like I'm saying that quietly, like y'all ain't gonna hear me. But yeah, I wasn't a fan when I heard of this relationship. For those of you who watch Daily, you know I was shocked like 3 weeks ago when I was like, yo, Coi Leray is pregnant with Trippie Redd's baby. Yo, I just never thought it was a great idea. I'm sorry, Coi Leray. And you know I love you. Coi Leray shares a cryptic message about being cheated on. The rapper is currently expecting her first child with Trippie Redd. What do y'all think is happening over at the Coi Leray and Trippie Redd household? Look, I'm not just going to throw him under the bus just because we saw this. Like, I didn't even read to you guys, for those of you who are not on YouTube. He posted, where is it now? Sorry. What did she post? She posted, here it is. She posted and said, nothing worse than being cheated on. And she put the heartbreak emoji. And she said, I wouldn't wish this pain on my worst enemy. God bless. And she put like the crying face, the sad crying face. So it kind of it's not really cryptic. It's pretty much indirectly saying that, you know, she said, I wouldn't wish this pain on my worst enemy. If that sentence means that she's experiencing that, no? Let's say if it was one of her friends, like, I wouldn't wish this pain. Yeah, it's her, man. Anyways, Trippie, get your act together, bro. I'm not happy about this. Our 12th quick story. Donald Trump learns that he made billions with the meme coin that he launched, and he says, that's just peanuts. Donald Trump is pure comedy. That's why he shows up in quick stories. He's comedy. Donald Trump officially takes ownership of his meme coin, Trump, and he says he doesn't know much about it. And he also calls the billions that he made from it just peanuts. Anyways, I have a clip of Donald Trump. Just take a listen, man.
Do you intend to continue selling products that benefit yourself personally while you're president?
Well, I don't know if it benefited. I don't know where it is. I don't know much about it other than I launched it. I heard it was very successful. I haven't checked it. Where is it today?
You made a lot of money, sir.
How much?
Several $billion, it seems like, in the last several days.
Several billion? That's peanuts for these guys.
I like how the reporter, like, are you going to keep doing things that benefit you publicly, personally? Trump's like, I don't know. This is a meme coin. I think I put it out there. Like, how's it doing? Like, the way how he could just lie with a straight face, like, give me a break. Like, you're not refreshing every 10 minutes to see. Like you didn't know that you tripled your worth over the weekend, and now, you know, you've made an extra, like, $13 billion. Yeah, you just found out now from the reporter. Trump, like, come on, bro. Our 13th quick story. Reverend Al Sharpton is calling for A$AP Rocky to receive a fair trial. He claims that it came to his attention that out of the 106 people called to serve as potential jurors in his trial, only 4 people were Black. He says Rocky deserves to be judged by a jury of his peers. All right, so we've been talking to you guys over the past couple of days about A$AP Rocky's trial. For those of you who don't know who A$AP Rocky is, that is Rihanna's baby daddy. Y'all know who Rihanna is. So anyways, Al Sharpton put out a tweet. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but he says, it has been brought to my attention by the National Action Network in Los Angeles office that out of 106 people called to potentially sit as jurors in A$AP Rocky's trial in Los Angeles, that only 4 of them are Black. I have been closely in touch with A$AP Rocky's friends, and although I don't know the particulars of the trial, I do know he deserves to be judged fairly by his peers, as it is his constitutional right. It's absolutely ridiculous that the jury would not be fair and representative so as to deprive A$AP Rocky of a fair trial. When you have 4 Black people in the city of Los Angeles out of 106 and exactly 0 within the first 30 of possible candidates on the jury, something appears to be very wrong with the system. All right, I agree with this, man. Like, listen, if I'm supposed to be judged by a jury of my peers and I'm a Black man in Los Angeles, there should be some Black people on the trial. So shout out to Al Sharpton for bringing this to national attention, and hopefully they'll look into it. 0 Black people on like the first 30, like that sounds crazy to me. The judge seems to be fair. The judge seems like, I told you guys yesterday to like be liking and flirting with A$AP Rocky's mom. I told you guys yesterday that I was like, isn't that a little bit weird? And I was reading an article today where that could be, showing preference. That's not a good thing for A$AP, by the way. But in the article, it said that the jury didn't see him showing favoritism to A$AP Rocky's mom. So it won't be a problem. But I agree, man. You should be judged by a jury of your peers. That's what the Constitution says. Do something. Our 14th quick story. Torrey Craig shares a new photo with Megan Thee Stallion. I don't know why this podcast is so relationship-like today, but Torrey Craig put up a picture of Meg. I'm going to put it up for you guys. He's not actually even in the picture. I think his like elbow was in there. But for those of you who don't know, Meg has had a troubled past with relationships. And I think they made this relationship public a couple of months ago. And then a couple of weeks ago, somebody from Torrey's past, or actually not from his past, somebody came out and said that he was flirting with her and wanting to send her money. And we thought there was like some like cheating allegations going on. But this is the first that we've heard from Megan or from him. And it seems like they're together. So maybe it wasn't true. Maybe Meg did find out what the truth was and forgave him. I don't know the details, but it looks like they're still going strong. So I'm happy for Meg because I want Meg to find love out here. Y'all let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Our 15th quick story. All right, from good relationship news to bad relationship news. Jeannie Mai calls cops after being locked out of Jeezy's home, claiming belongings were put in the garbage and left in a wet box surrounded by mouse traps. Jeezy and Jeannie Mai's saga continues. Jeannie Mai encountered a little trouble while retrieving personal belongings at her ex-husband Jeezy's Georgia home, leading to her calling the police. All right, this is a big, long thing I'm not going to read to you guys. The story is that the court said that she can go and pick up her stuff. She went there. Jeezy wasn't there, but he instructed his house attendant or his house manager to not let her in. She called the cops. They let her in, and her stuff was in like wet bags and wet boxes, and there was mouse traps around her stuff, like trophies, clothes, and everything. This is so sad. It's been what? I don't know, a year and a half almost. They've been separated. I've been talking about them for a long time, and they finally finalized their divorce. But for those of you who don't know, they have a 2-year-old, and it's just so sad. And she's so cute. It's just so sad to know that, their child is in the middle of all of this. And they have to be acting like this. I think it's like so immature. It's just such a bad example. And especially the fact that you guys are 2 famous celebrities. Your family will read about this, hear about this. The kids were going to grow up and read about this and just know that, that you were doing this to their mom. Like, I just think it's so bad. Just give her stuff, get her out of your life. You know what I mean? Like, the court appointed her to go in there and get her stuff. Let her get her stuff and go. And just be more mature about it. You know what I mean? Like, anyways, let me know what you think about it. Our 16th quick story. Aw, too cute. Jay-Z's family celebrates seeing their cousin Blu Ivy performing at the Christmas Beyoncé Bowl. All right. I'll put a little picture. Actually, not. It's a video, and it's not really much. You can hear them cheering. They're all in a room, and they're watching Beyonce and Blu Ivy on Netflix Beyonce Bowl. But anyways, just listen to a clip, and I'll tell you what's going on after. Here it is. Like, why are we seeing this now? Like, it's almost February. You know what I mean? Like, the Super Bowl is almost here. Who's thinking about Christmas? Listen, I've told you guys that we hear from sources, let's just put it that way, that Jay-Z and Beyonce are now trying to post more things about their children and show Blu Ivy more because it takes the negative stigma off of Jay-Z. So when you humanize a celebrity, like what I was telling you with Kanye West, you know, and you can even, it works because you see in the comments, people will talk about Jay and be like, well, there's this and this and this, but he's a good dad and he's present in his kid's life. And people will say stuff about Kanye, then he'll post up north and then the comments will be, say whatever you want. He loves his daughter. You know what I mean? So look, you got to do what you got to do. I just think that, I don't know, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. And I just don't think that that is what you should be doing for your own benefit. If you're always posting your children, then that's fine. There's some people who will always post, but if we now only just see them in the times when you need them, I don't know. Is it just me, or do you think that's just a little bit like, I don't know what the word is. Is it cowardly, or just, how about just not cool? I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think about it. All right, our 17th quick story. Okay, this is actually really not a story. This is just something that was a little joke between us. Yesterday, I told you guys a story about Drake's house. And I don't know how I got to talking about something of Drake's that I own, but I said to you guys, because I was like, this is just a Drake story, but you guys are going to find some way to drag me because I'm one of Drake's biggest fans. For those of you who are new here, I'm Drake's biggest fan, and I always defend Drake, and people drag me in the comment section. But we have fun with it, right? It's our own little thing. Anyways, I said, let me add fuel to the fire. And I'll tell you guys that I actually own something of Drake's, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. And then I said, if you guys can guess in the comment section below, I will tell you what it is. So then, of course, I looked at the comment sections like I do every day. And I've got a couple of them here. Maureen said one of Drake's cars. William said car. Another person, the beautiful mine, said it's an item from Drake that you own. It's a pair of kicks. Yesterday in the episode, I clearly said, it was something pricey, and I clearly said it's not like a sweater or a wristband. I wanted to let you guys know, like, it was actually something to talk about, like, you know, anyway, so I don't know why people would say shoes. What the hell? And another person here, I think Echoing of Times, said, do you own a pair of Drake sneakers? Like, why would I tell you guys I own a pair of Drake sneakers? And why would I want a pair of Drake sneakers? Anyways, what else? Blueberry wrote, I'm going to hazard a guess or two on what you own that used to belong to your boy Drake. So it's got to be a big chain or a piece of jewelry or even a vehicle. I mean, you said it was pricey and you got a few bobs. So why not fancy piece of Drake's jewelry or vehicle? Then Blueberry also wrote a bigger comment. And she said a bunch of stuff, but basically she was saying, hey, by the way, somebody should win something. And yeah, I thought that too. And I was like, man, you should win something, but I just don't know what you guys should win. Anyways, let me read another one here. Somebody else said car, and there's some other ones. Anyways, you were right, whoever guessed car. I do own, and I did purchase one of Drake's supercars. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to tell you the make or model of it or whatever. I will tell you it was in one of his videos, but maybe one day I'll dive a little deeper into it, or maybe show some pictures. But yes, I do own, and I just want to let you know, I didn't buy it because it was Drake's. It just so happened to be Drake's. And at first I was like on the fence. I was like, I don't know, do I want to own this if it was Drake's? And I was like, actually, yeah, like who wouldn't want to own one of Michael Jackson's supercars or whatever? Like Drake is on that level. He's going to be famous forever. It's not like he's a fly by night guy. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever. Anyway, so yes, I do own one of Drake's supercars. And I've heard he actually kind of regrets giving that up, I might want to buy it back. So anyways, we'll see. But I'm not selling it because I love it. Anyways, that was my little Drake trivia for the day. And maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll do something one day where you guys can win something. But what would you like to win? What could I give you? What would I give you? I don't know, give you a ride in the car if you come up. I don't know. Anyways, fun, man. Friday, fun. Maybe we'll do a trivia once a week. I don't know. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below of the trivia, or give me an idea of what somebody could win. That's a good thing to comment below. What is somebody who guessed supercar in the comment section below? All right, this brings us to social discussion of the day. All right, this is a horrible story. Healthcare worker responds after video surfaces of her dancing on a patient's head. A healthcare worker is under fire after a video shows her dancing on a patient's head, but she is firing back, claiming that the patient was aware and comfortable. What do you think? Okay, I am not going to play the video. I contemplated if I was going to play it for you guys or not, but I'm not going to play it. It's just super disturbing to see. I'm going to play a little clip of her saying that, hey, there's nothing wrong with what I'm doing and there's nothing wrong with him. You could hear by the way how he's like pronouncing that he's not 100% okay. And I think this is horrible of her. I have spoken about dancing on the job and viral TikToks or whatever. So I did see somebody comment a couple of days ago that's like, hey, I want to know what you think about this. And for those of you who missed that, there was an airline stewardess, I think, that she did a TikTok while she was on the plane waiting for people to board, and she lost her job. And I didn't agree with that. And I had told a couple of stories of when I had my stores, every store actually, to increase our social media presence, I had every store send in like the outfit of the day, their pick of the day, and they would do like anything that's trending. And I'd be like, hey, you know, here is Toronto store doing this viral challenge, or here is this Montreal store doing this viral challenge. I'm a big social media guy. So I didn't think the airline should have fired her. And I said the airline should have actually used that video to promote to a younger generation, a more social media driven generation. And I thought they made a mistake. Bringing this back to here, a healthcare worker should never be performing or doing anything during TikTok. You're there to care for people. And if they are going to, they should definitely, under no circumstances, include the patient, especially one that we don't know if he even knows what's going on. So I'll play a little clip, and then you guys could let me know what you think in the comment section below. But this girl should be fired and maybe even jailed, I think. Take a listen.
The video that's gone viral of me, the healthcare worker that's dancing on top of her patient's head. A lot of people in the comments talking about non-verbal. Trust and believe, he's verbal, and I got proof. What you say? I'll get my hug. You want to get a hug? Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, it's pretty clear to me. If you guys see it from a different way, I mean, this is social discussion. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to question of the day. Yesterday's question was so good. I don't think I could top it, but let's see what we could do here. What's an invention you think will have 100 years from now, but that sounds ridiculous today? Okay, somebody said a teleportation device. Do we have teleportation devices right now? The question is, what's an invention you think will have 100 years? Oh, sorry, I read it wrong. What's an invention you think will have 100 years from now that sounds ridiculous today? I thought it had to be an invention that's already here now. Okay, teleportation, that doesn't sound ridiculous. Now, I flipped it now that I understand the question. Sorry, it's Friday. All right, teleportation device. All right, what is the next one here? Somebody says chips inside your body. That doesn't sound great, ridiculous. What? I think we're going to have that in the next couple of years. I think they already have it. Isn't Elon Musk working on that, like hyperlink chip or something? Another person said teleportation. I understand how some older people might think teleportation is not, might sound ridiculous, but trust me, it's not ridiculous. Although, how will that work? I understand like Meta with like living in a virtual reality and it's like a hologram of you, but how would you be able to like break down the molecules of my body and move me to a different place? Maybe it does sound a little ridiculous, but anyways, I I believe that anything's possible. All right, somebody said internal Wi-Fi signal. What? Internal Wi-Fi signal. I don't understand that. Sorry. Another person said a robot in office. Ooh, that's a good answer. He means as a president, a robot as the president. Wow. That does sound ridiculous now, but that actually might come to pass because then you don't have any emotions. You don't have any preferences. You won't have a robot launching a meme coin 48 hours before he becomes president, you know? And you won't have all these political things. Hey, that's a really good one, man. Shout out to Oldie Different 973. Somebody said flying horses. What? Microwaves. Ha ha ha, very funny. Flying cars. We already have flying cars. They're just not approved yet. Somebody said healthcare, teleportation. Somebody said this won't happen in 10 years, but planes won't be needed. People will be teleported. All right. That's it. Not too many answers. All right. Really good question. Really good answers. I really like that robot in an office. Do you think that's possible? Wow. All right. Let me know of an invention that you think that we'll have 100 years from now, but now today we're like, yeah, that's ridiculous. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right. This brings us to sports news. NFL star Jayden Daniels' mother and agent says that girls are what mostly concerns her as Jayden reaches NFL stardom in his rookie year. Jayden Daniels reaches NFL stardom in his first year with the league, and his mother says that what concerns her most is about girls sinking their hooks into her son and ruining his career. Here's a clip. Take a listen.
What concerns you the most?
Girls, I guarantee there's someone out there who's trying to get their hooks into Jayden Daniels.
All right, I wanted to throw this in here real quick because I'm a big Jayden Daniels fan. As you all know, I'm a big Kansas City Chiefs fan. Go Patrick Mahomes. I know there's so much hate with the refs. And by the way, I don't know if I said this week. Sorry, this is sidebar. I'll go back to Jayden in 1 second. I don't know if I said this week. The penalties were definitely not fair in the the Houston Texan game. I'll admit those two calls were not cool. As much as I'm a fan, as much as I want us to win, those calls were not cool. But I don't think that it solely has to do because of Patrick Mahomes, because there's a lot of calls that are messed up in the NFL. So although I agree, I don't think it's only because they want Kansas City to win and they only want to protect Patrick Mahomes. There's a lot of crappy calls. Anyways, the reason why I brought up Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes is that Jayden Daniels is maybe my second or third favorite quarterback, because Lamar Jackson is my second, but I really, really like Jayden Daniels. And if Kansas City doesn't make it, I'm literally already nervous for this weekend. I really, really hope that we beat the Bills. And that we make it to the playoffs. Hey, I just realized it could be Jayden and Patrick Mahomes. That's the NFC and AFC. Woo, that would be good. Anyways, this weekend I'm going for Washington against Philadelphia, although that'll be very, very hard because Eagles defense is crazy and their run game is crazy before you even get to Jalen Hurts. So, but I will definitely be going for Washington. Of course, going for Patrick Mahomes. Anyways, I'm really off topic. Jayden Daniels is the reason that I wanted to talk about him, is that I really think he's a really good kid. He was at LSU and he trains with a VR headset. That's what I wanted to tell you guys. One of the reasons that gives him such a big advantage is that he trains in a VR world. I really like him, and I really like the fact that he's a poised, disciplined quarterback. In his rookie year, what he's doing is amazing. I think he might even be the future of the league, although that Patrick is, but Patrick's a little bit older than him. But anyways, shout out to Jayden Daniels. I love everything that you're doing. I really hope that you win this weekend, and I really hope that we see you in the Super Bowl. Whew, I get really chatty patty on Fridays and Thursdays. All right. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Thank you so much for hanging with me all week. Thank you so much for checking out this Friday episode. The entire week has been great. Good views, good subscribes, good likes. Thank you so much. All right, before I let you guys go, I just want to remind you guys of all the ways to keep up with the Trend Out Loud podcast. If you're used to watching this show on YouTube and you can't always catch us on YouTube, just remember we're available on all podcast platforms. Just go to your desired site, type in Trend Out Loud, the show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow or subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And just like YouTube, we upload daily. Now, vice versa, for those of you who are used to listening on podcast platforms, just know we are also available on YouTube, my favorite way to watch the show because it's interactive. We could see each other. I show pictures, videos, and you could see the show. To me, it's the better way to enjoy the show. So try to check us out on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, type in Trend Out Loud, the show will pop up. Please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Please do not forget to hit that like button. Please do not forget to subscribe because Please don't forget to comment below because I love literally reading the comments. I read every single comment. It's like us having a conversation. I record the show. I ask you guys questions and then I hear you guys answer me back. A lot of people ask me, it's Friday. A lot of people ask me like, how can you do a show by yourself? How can you talk by yourself? And I don't feel like I'm by myself because I feel like I'm with you guys. I feel like we're talking with one another. So that's the way that you could talk back with me. All right. So make sure that you comment below. And lastly, make sure that you share. Please share because that really, really helps grow the channel. All right, y'all. That is it for me. I'm off to enjoy my weekend. It's Friday. Yo, I'm excited. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Be safe out there. And I will see you for Monday's episode. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trend Out Loud.